Hello everyone, my name is Quentin Bullard and I would like to welcome you to my presentation about a new and exciting app called Task Mentor. We are really excited about it and hopefully after this presentation you will be as well. The purpose of having the app is to help the students complete required and recommended tasks at orientation and be able to receive feedback and assistance from the different departments on campus. We want them to go home knowing that certain tasks within that app were completed, and if not, they will receive instructions and feedback from a representative in that department as to what their next steps are. Similar to what was explained in the purpose section of the software document, the app will be for incoming students to Lamar University so that they may access a list of required, recommended tasks in accordance with that specific department and check complete/not complete next to each one. The benefit of this is to have one-stop shop to access via the student's smartphone or tablet to see what tasks are important to accomplish at orientation. This image that you're seeing here from onlinedegrees.org depicts data collected that shows the breakdown of a college student's smartphone use in a day. Some notable percentages are that 53% of college students own a smartphone, 82% of college students use their smartphone for school-related tasks, and 92% of college students use their phones during idle time at school or work. This graph here from Statista shows the reasons for why people download apps on their smartphone in the US as of last summer. The first one listed is of great importance for the future of our Task Mentor app. That is 37.3% of smartphone users downloaded an app that contributed to tasks that they needed to complete. This is exactly the purpose of Task Mentor, which is helping the incoming students accomplish the necessary and recommended tasks on orientation day. This last graph, also from Statista, shows the number of apps smartphone users have downloaded in 2016 and 2017 and how many are projected to be downloaded in 2021, which jumps from 197 billion to 352.9 billion apps. This time I want to give you a little bit about my background and how it pertains to Task Mentor. As a student attending new student orientation some odd years ago, I was completely lost as to not knowing what I needed to do or where to go. Luckily, I had a student approach me and he noticed immediately that I was lost, and I explained to him that I needed to purchase books for my classes. He said no problem and that he would take me to the bookstore. Despite having that assistance from that student as to where I needed to go, I was still clueless as to what else I needed to accomplish. I have a background in management information systems and have been working as an instructional designer for the past 5 years. I have experience in a number of different software, including Office Suite and Premiere Pro. Tim, our Assistant Director of Learning Technology, has experience in database design. Zach has experience in art. And lastly, Cameron has a graphic design background creating flyers, posters, brochures, and more. Our Task Mentor app will address this issue of students being so overwhelmed with all these required tasks, such as registering for their courses, which you can see here in the picture of the Department of Chemical Engineering, taking their student ID picture. The next picture is with the Wimberley building where they pay for their classes and take their ID picture. And lastly, purchasing books, which is at the Campus Corner bookstore. Opening our app and seeing all these tasks listed in the palm of their hand and checking them off as they go would be a great benefit. No gimmicks, no confusion, no nonsense. One of the ways that we will increase performance and motivation to use this app is to offer incentives to the students who complete the most tasks on the list, like a scavenger hunt. When I was a peer advisor, we offered door prizes to those students who did various challenges, such as Lamar University trivia, singing a fight song, etc. Every time a student completed a task, they would be entered in a drawing for a number of prizes, such as Lamar University apparel, a book scholarship, etc. By having these opportunities for the students to win, this will increase morale and want to use the app. It can kind of serve as gratification knowing that they completed the necessary tasks during orientation, at the same time have a chance to win some prizes. This video that you're about to see here demonstrates how quick and easy it can be using the Task Mentor app when checking on your housing status.
Hi, I need to check on my housing status.
Okay, let me see your ID. All right, you're good. I'll see you moving day.
Thanks so much.
Once the student checks the box in the Task Mentor app, the department representative receives a notification. Here's an example of my database design. As you can see on the left-hand side, this is the information Samantha will enter on the create an account part of the app. And over to the right shows Samantha's user ID, the time she accessed this section, the title of task 1 feedback she can provide, and whether or not it was complete, which in this case is true, or if it was not complete, it will state false. This is our data flow diagram. It shows a student logging in either the Blackboard LMS or a standalone app. From there, it accesses the module area, which is broken down into a number of different categories. From there, it will show a list of pre-populated tasks that are in accordance with that module category. Once they complete or not complete the task, they will have the choice to send it to the department representative. Now, what you see here is a kind of a concept of what we want our app to be. So as you can see here, this is the login screen. It says Lamar University New Student Orientation. Boxes to enter in your username and password if you've already created your account. We have a forgot your password at the bottom, and then the login, the big red button, and then down below, if they don't have an account, which will typically be the case, they would create their account based on that database design that I just showed, where they would enter in their name, their address, their major, their advisor information, etc. And that screen is not pictured right now. So we'll go ahead and move forward to the home screen once they log in. And here you'll see our logo. You'll hear Lamar University at the top. It'll say New Student Orientation, welcome new students, Saturday, June 2nd, 2018. It'll have the location. And then down below, you'll see our address and then the orientation time. And then the main area that they will access is the big red button that says Access Module Area here. If they click that, they will see a list of different categories such as registration, residence life, financial aid, career center, student activities, resources, and frequently asked questions. So we're going to go ahead and enter in the registration. So once you press that, you'll be brought to this screen. And this is just a few that will fall under the registration module. Registered for classes, purchased books, took student ID picture. Once you check all those once you check one of the boxes, this screen will pop up and it will be a notification. Are you sure you want to notify the department representative that you completed this task? And if they check that box, they can also have an area for the feedback. Once they finish all of that, they would click submit. To check and see if there was a market for our app, I reached out to a couple of higher education staff at a couple of different universities to get their opinion about the app and how it could benefit their university.
Wonderful thing. Have an opportunity to review a student status, to connect with financial aid, to look at information as it relates to building support for students and making sure that they're on top of their work. It would be a wonderful thing for my area, specifically working with students of color, working with young men who are underrepresented, who often are not on top of making sure that they've completed their documents or turning in transcripts or different forms that they need to make sure that they're successful in school. So it's really important to have another method of communication. Since this generation is using their phones a lot more, having the app would definitely be a great resource. So I'm really glad that this tool is readily available for us here at the university. I look forward to using it in the future.
Hello, my name is Kevin Burns, and I'm reviewing the app created by Mr. Quentin Ballard. I believe it'll be a great asset to any integrated team of enrollment services. One of the things that I like about the app the most is the notification process. The ability to notify students in a way that they use, which is the media or the application tool on their iPhones or their Samsung phones or whatever phones they may have. I think it puts the application process in the palm of their hands, which is really important for this new generation. I also like the fact that it has several components of the enrollment process: registrar's office, housing, financial aid, admissions. I think that'll be a pertinent tool when you're talking about trying to get the pipeline of a student coming from high school or a community college and trying to get them involved in your process to get them enrolled. I think the application tool has been used very successfully in private enterprise and even public enterprise rather, but to be able to integrate it into a school will be just one of the most pertinent things that you can do. So one of my favorite things about the tool is going to be the communication, the easy access by putting all the, I guess, components in the phone and not having it be paper that students have to carry around, but actually taking some of that responsibility from being on their person and putting it in a tool that they use. With phones becoming one of the things that really replace the computer as to speak, I believe that we're in that now, not even previously, or we'll see that in the future, but we're actually in that place right now. I think that the application tool is not just something that you need foreseeably in the future, but something that is necessary now. So again, I like the fact that it is putting all the enrollment services, including housing, in the same place. And I also like the fact that it is giving the student communication along a platform that they already use amidst a lot of other resources. That's what I like most about this application that Mr. Bullard has created. Again, if I have not stated it, my name is Kevin Burns. I work at University of Houston in Student Business Services, and I can see this app being a very useful tool in higher education abroad. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Hello, I'm Allison Waymyers, and I am the Director of Career and Professional Development for the national champions, Clemson football. Basically, I'm the Director of Player Relations, and we're always looking for innovative technology where we can track our players. The most important thing to us is keeping our program player-centric. So knowing things like where they live, their housing, knowing about their financial aid. It's a lot to track. In fact, we have one coach, Coach Brad Scott, that's all he does. He's like the grandfather of our team and really does a lot with our freshmen. So having an innovative app where we could do everything at one time and be able to have those green check marks to know what's done would really be a great conduit for us to be able to be better responding to the needs of our players, but also being innovative, and most importantly, being able to instantly know where our players are. There's nothing worse than having to text them back and forth and see what hasn't been done and calling an office or calling admissions. So anything that we could do to be able to expedite that process, we're really happy for, and we have to show our players we can meet them where they are, and the world is evolving, so we have to as well. So anything that you could do to make our lives easier, Clemson football would love that. Go Tigers.
For this part of the presentation, I took the liberty of downloading 3 apps from 3 different universities: Lamar University, University of Houston, and Clemson University, to see how their apps stacked up to ours, and this is what I discovered.
Now here we have my school's app, Lamar University. Now you can see there's a bunch of different options that you can choose from: athletics, maps, Blackboard, email, LU radio, but there's nothing on here that actually pertains to student orientation. So there would be a great need for a task mentor in this situation whenever it comes to new student orientation. So there wouldn't be any competition competing with my school, so this would probably be something that they would be very much interested in. Now this is the front of the University of Houston main campus screen from their app. Now this is pretty much a full app that contains all kinds of different information, whether it be student services, a campus map, things of that nature. But obviously I'm not a student at the University of Houston, so I cannot access this screen, but this would be the interface or similar to it with the Task Mentor app. As you can see here, I have the Clemson orientation app open right now, and I went ahead and downloaded one of the guides, which is Clemson Orientation New Student Orientation 2017. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it and access it right here. So what you see here is a picture of some students, the title, New Student Orientation, the address, link to the map here, and there's a welcome at the bottom. But more importantly, at the top, I'm going to click these 3 bars up here, And then this brings me to the main menu here of all of the options that you can choose from, ranging from the Parent 101, University Partners, My Schedule, and so forth. But what I'm more paying attention to right now is the pre-orientation and post-orientation here at the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and click the pre-orientation. This is actually close to the list that I wanted to have in the Task Mentor app, where they can apply for housing, complete FAFSA, bring your laptop to orientation, things of that nature. The thing is that makes it different than my idea was, I'm gonna go ahead and click the apply for university housing. This actually gives a description and letting the students know housing applications need to be submitted by May 15th at 4 p.m. While all that is good, what I wanted to have is actually a pre-populated list that was on the previous screen, but have check boxes next to each one, where I would check the box whenever the students completed it, or if they did not complete it. And what they'll also have is a box for feedback that they wanted to give to the department representative. And then once they do that, they send it off and it goes to that specific department. So that is where my app idea would differ from Clemson's. Now, this would be considered competition, but I believe that this would be a whole lot more detailed because they've had experience with this app versus myself, which will be coming in delivering a brand new app. But we would have meetings and so forth to make this more intuitive, make it more detailed. But for right now, I believe that the task list would be ideal because it would be a quick and easy way to mark things off that the students completed at their day of orientation.
At this time, this concludes my presentation on Task Mentor. Please leave your questions, comments, and concerns in the discussion area. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.